Southeastern Guide Dogs creates and nurtures partnerships between visually impaired individuals and guide dogs, facilitating life's journey with mobility, independence, and dignity. A fundraising event has Polk County residents placing one foot in front of the other, and you're not going to want to miss this. All the details are coming up on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and joining me in studio, always my favorite. Whenever we get a chance to put animals on TV and causes for animals, I'm the first one in the studio. We'll introduce you to the animals later, but right now, Kaylin Curtis, she's the Associate Director of Philanthropy at Southeastern Guide Dogs. How you doing, Kaylin?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing great. And also Tanya Tucker, she's the Walkathon committee member and puppy raiser for Southeastern Guide Dogs. How you doing, Tanya?
Good, and you?
Yeah, doing great. Second year in Polk County, and you guys have the Walkathon. We'll talk about that here shortly, but also in studio. Now comes my favorite part. Penny is the golden retriever.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, and she is 7 months old.
7 months old.
And of course, with Tanya, her puppy is Zara. Zara's a year old. And surprisingly, we thought it would go a little bit chaotic in here, but Penny is laser focused. And don't worry, I've already done this joke. Penny. And she oh, there she moved in.
She almost didn't fall for it.
But they're also the puppies in the studio with us. So let's talk a little bit about Southeast Guide Dogs.
Yeah.
What exactly is that?
So we are actually a local nonprofit. We were founded in 1982. We have a campus in Palmetto, Florida. It's 33 acres. And we basically breed, raise, and train dogs to become guide dogs for the visually impaired or for veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder. And we also give emotional support dogs to Gold Star families, which are families that have lost a loved one in combat. We recently started that.
And how exactly are you funded?
We are actually funded all by donations and fundraising. We receive no government funding whatsoever. And these dogs are actually provided free of charge to whoever they go to, and we estimate they are about $60,000 by the time we are done with them.
And the cool thing about it is you get them from the point in time that they're puppies. I mean, little, what?
So as a puppy raiser, we actually get them when they're about 10 weeks old.
Yeah.
But we breed our own dogs down on campus, so actually their training starts when they're days old.
And then the dogs go out, say, like with what Tanya has, and then they come back.
Yes, they do. In about 12 to 14 months, we take the dogs back to campus and have a nice college ceremony. And that's where they go into their official training with trainers for about 6 months. So we'll assess them, and they'll decide if they want to be a guide dog or a service dog or an emotional support dog. We kind of let them decide what they want to do. Some end up being pets, and that's okay too.
Or if they just want to be dogs. This is hilarious. And these two dogs don't even know each other.
I feel like they know they're from the same school. We even run into guide dogs, and I feel like even when they're working, they still know that this is their own kind.
Yeah.
It's great.
These are my people.
It's definitely family, yes. Yes.
So, Tanya, how did you get involved with this?
This is the second dog that I've raised for Southeastern Guide Dogs, and I actually found out about it from a friend of mine who I'm in a cricket club with, Bartow. I think they wanted her to raise a dog, and with what she did, she couldn't raise a dog. So I volunteered to raise the dog and went through the background check and all the pre-qualifications and got approved, and we're on dog number 2.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about it is I've had 2 black labs, and the way that I raise my dogs, because they're pets,
right.
But what you have to do is something totally different. You have to acclimate them to society, really.
Right.
Talk a little bit about what you do.
Well, we give them basic training, the basic obedience type skills, house manners, we take them and socialize them, expose them to many environments and as many social events and things that we possibly can so that they can have the opportunity to know what they're going to encounter in the real world. That's the experience that they can't get at the school because, you know, they're in kennel type environment, and on campus they don't go to Christmas parties or, you know, things like that. So with having the dog and being a puppy raiser, you get to expose them to all those things.
And
Zara is a very food-motivated dog.
yeah, oh yeah, she knows where the treats are.
She's sucking up to me because
Oh,
she
yeah,
knows
oh,
where
yeah.
the treats are.
Penny was so laser focused, and I think she lost interest
she gave up.
right now. She's like, no, I'm just being coy about it.
just checking things out now.
So with being a nonprofit organization, you guys rely on the generosity of the public, and fundraising is really a mainstay of what you do. You guys are doing an event that, you know, although you're out of Palmetto, you have a footprint really
Correct.
on the West Coast and some of Central Florida. So talk a little bit about the Walkathon itself in general, then we'll talk Polk County specifics.
Yeah, I would love to. Actually, so these dogs go all over the United States. So we don't place just dogs in Florida. And we actually have puppy raiser groups like what Tanya does, all the way to the Carolinas into Texas as well. So our footprint, as you talked about, is really expanding and growing. We're excited about that. And it's not known to people that we do supply dogs over the United States. But Walkathon is our largest fundraiser. It has been around for a little over 30 years. And it's basically your dog making a difference. It's a fun 3K walk. You bring your dog out. We're dog friendly, of course. And it's a fundraiser where you can maybe start a fundraising team, or you can fundraise as an individual, or you can sponsor the event. It's really grassroots.
So let's talk specifically Polk County, the event. One of the things about working in Polk County, land of 556 lakes and over 2,000 square miles, you guys picked the most picturesque place to do this.
We did. Yeah, we're actually really lucky to be returning at Lake Hollingsworth this year. We kick off at the First Presbyterian Church on the lake, which is so gorgeous. It's going to be March 11th. And it's in the morning. It starts about 8:30, and then the actual walk starts at 10 a.m. So that's actually a fun walk because it's also a 5K. So it's a 3K, 5K in Polk. So you have the option to walk the whole beautiful lake.
Yeah, and then now, as far as the walk goes, how do people get registered? How do they go about becoming a part of it?
Yeah, they can register at guidedogswalkathon.org. You can learn more about the event there, and you can start a team, and you can learn more about how you can sponsor the event as well, because we're still looking for sponsors.
What does it take to be a sponsor? What, how do they go about doing as such, and how much does it?
So we have all kinds of different levels, anything from $250 to $1,500. That gets you on the back of the T-shirt to $5,000. This is actually one of my fun incentives. So at $5,000, if you're a sponsor, or you're a fundraising team, or you're an individual and you raise $5,000, you get to name a puppy. So I was lucky enough to raise $5,000 last year, and I named Zara, who is here with us today after my grandma, who has passed. And actually, she grew up in Polk County in Bartow, so it's fun that Zara is now being raised in Bartow as well. So quick
That is
return
cool.
on investment right there. Yeah.
That is really
Yeah,
cool.
so this is it all in action.
And you really don't realize how hard this interview is for me, because I'm a dog person. I'm an animal person as it is. And they've got a great message. And each time the dog's moved, I'm like, shiny object.
I think we all are. I mean, to be honest, it's hard to get some work done sometimes. But yeah, so there's all kinds of different sponsors levels, and you can find that at guidedogswalkathon.org. And you can also register your team there.
Who are some of the sponsors that you'd like to mention?
Some of our sponsors are Publix Paws, which we know is very big in Polk County, Progressive and ASI, as well as Subaru. We know they're very dog-friendly, dog-approved, so we're excited to have them on board again this year.
That is so cool at the end of their commercials.
I know,
too.
don't they have the best commercials? We're trying to get our dogs in there. I don't know if they're getting the hint, but Penny and Zara would love to be in their commercials.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, but we have different fundraising incentives as well for those that are fundraising as an individual or a team. And so you can earn your standard T-shirt at $100 and Tervises at $250, and then they go up to Top Dog at $1,000, and then there's a couple more sprinkled in there, and then the $5,000 is the fun one where you get to name a puppy.
Well, Tanya, you've participated in this before. Tell the folks at home what they can expect by getting involved with this? Because I get the feeling the first time you do it isn't going to be the last time you do a walkathon with these guys.
No, once you get involved with this organization, you are hooked. And to be able to give somebody the gift of independence is unbelievable. It's an unbelievable experience. It's a lot of fun. You get to have many opportunities to go places that you probably wouldn't, and to experience that with a dog, it's very rewarding.
I was lucky enough to visit the campus a few years back with the Lions Club, went down, and it was the greatest thing ever, because you have a room and they're like, okay, would you like to go in and just hug the puppies? I'm like, hug the puppies? Yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
and then shortly thereafter, like, we need people to walk them. Talk a little bit about getting the folks, as I like to say, getting them hooked.
Yeah, I would love to. So our campus is actually open to the public. You do have to make an appointment at guidedogs.org. What you're talking about actually is now called puppy kindergarten. So we have the fun puppy hugging part where you play with the puppies. Well, it's new now, so you actually help enrich them. So maybe you are part of the recess class that day, and so you're helping them walk on different surfaces, or maybe you're part of music class that day, so you're playing instruments so that you get used to sound. So it's kind of being more involved in the process.
I think my dog's a drummer.
He's the drummer in the band.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
keeps time with that tail.
That's funny. Well, we have happy tails too. Yeah, so definitely check out our campus. We're growing rapidly. We are lucky just to open our new student center about 2 months ago, and we're building a brand new puppy kennel. And then we'll be rebuilding our training center. So we are very lucky that we're growing.
That is awesome, and it's always a pleasure to have you guys in. You know, Tanya does a lot of stuff for us here at PGTV, and the best part of my day is when she comes over to do her studio work, somebody has to watch the dog. And there's a couple of us that have labs, so we kind of fight over that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you get there, and the dog's doing things that he shouldn't be doing because, well, we're lab people.
That's our secret.
And Tanya goes, no more. So no more Mark, no more Brian. Other people get to hold on to the puppies, just not us. But guys, I want to thank you for coming in and sharing everything and letting us be a part of this. This is just an awesome experience, and what you guys do. We've had you on today's veteran, and what you do for veterans and for the residents of Polk County is just really awesome, and really appreciate it.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks for helping us spread the mission.
And of course, to the pups, Penny and Zara, you guys are always welcome on the show. You can come on anytime, even if you have nothing to say. It makes for great television. We'll put you there, and we'll dub in the voices. All right, thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The Southeastern Guide Dogs Walkathons have evolved from a humble beginning to a series of wonderful multi-site events that comprise their biggest fundraiser of the year. Join them Saturday, March 11th at the First Presbyterian Church, 175 Lake Hollingsworth Drive in Lakeland, 8:30 a.m. Now, while most of their walkathons are 3K, the Polk County participants can opt for a 5K option all the way around the lake. Walkathon parking, opening ceremonies, and festivities will be held on the grounds of the Lakeside First Presbyterian Church, who has graciously opened its campus. Now, if you need more information, give them a call at 941-729-5665 or look them up on the web at www.guidedogswalkathon.org.